Hello, everybody, and welcome to um, welcome back to my channel. Today's video and Blind Woman reviews. So today, like I said, I will be reviewing the Sandman, and this is an Audible original. I'll be reading the description, but I will say this: I don't know if I'll be heading into spoilers. I'll try to keep everything spoiler free, but if I do, I'll let you know. Notifications. Gmail. 33 notifications. Gmail. Group. Gmail. Group. No. Gmail. Notification. Thanks, Caitlin. But I don't need it now. Is editing. Insertion point at start. Anyway, yeah. So if I'll let you know if I head into spoilers. But I'll start by reading this description, and I'm actually really happy with the I am happy with the book, and I'm happy that I'm actually reviewing it, even though my energy makes it sound like I'm not. But again, like the last two videos, I'm sick. So yeah, anyway. Hailed by the Los Angeles Times Magazine as the greatest epic in the history of comic books, The Sandman changed the game with its dark literary world of fantasy and horror, creating a global cultural phenomenon in the process. At long last, Audible and DC present the first ever audio production of the New York Times best-selling series written by acclaimed storyteller Neil Gaiman, who also serves as a co-executive producer. Adapted and directed by multi-award winner and frequent Gaiman collaborator Dirk Maggs, and performed by an ensemble cast with James McAvoy, what? It Parts 1 and 2, X-Men, First Class, Split. I guess these are the movies he's been in. I did not know he was in X-Men First Class. In the title role, this first installment of a multi-part original audio series will transport you to a world that rewrites the rules of audio entertainment the way that the Sandman originally redefined the graphic novel. When the Sandman, also known as Lord Morpheus, the immortal king of dreams, stories, and the imagination, is pulled from his realm and imprisoned on Earth by a nefarious cult, he languishes for decades before finally escaping. Once free, he must retrieve the three tools that will restore his power and help him to rebuild his dominion, which has deteriorated in his absence. As the multi-threaded story unspools, Sandman descends into hell to confront Lucifer, Michael Sheen, chases rogue nightmares who have escaped his realm, and crosses paths with an array of characters from DC comic books, ancient myths, and real-world history, including inmates of Gotham City's Arkham Asylum, Dr. Destiny, the Muse Calliope, the Three Fates, William Shakespeare, Arthur Darville, okay, and many more. A powerhouse supporting cast helps translate this masterwork into a sonic experience worthy of its legacy, including Riz Ahmed, Kat Dennis, I think I'm reading this right, Taryn Edgerton, Samantha Morton, Bebe or Bebe? I don't know. Newworth, Andy circus, and more. Setting the stage for their performance is an unprecedented cinematic soundscape featuring an original musical score by British Academy Award winner James Hannigan. Fans will especially revel in a new twist for the audio adaptation. Neil Gaiman himself serves as the narrator. Follow him as he leads listeners along the winding path of myths, imagination, and often terror. Even in your wildest dreams, you've never heard anything like this. I just want to say that's a lot of praise in one description. Um, I feel like this description just advertise it's full. I always feel like when you write a novel and you write a description for a synopsis, it's a lot of advertising, but it works because you are advertising what it is that you want to what you want people to read. So either way you're doing the right thing. You just happen to be fully advertising. But anyway, the Sandman adapts specifically the first 3 volumes of the Sandman series, and those are Preludes and Nocturnes, The Doll's House, and Dream Country. And I did a little bit of research on what the plot for these novels is kind of supposed to be, except for Dream Country, because I did it before. I kind of got an idea after doing it, and it seems to be just like short stories and stuff like that if I did it right. But I did a little bit more research on the first 2 volumes, and stuff like that. But basically, I did do some research, and it does follow everything that, based on what I read, it follows the exact plot points that the original worked. The original graphic novels did. So, if anything, it looks to be a perfect adaptation of the original work, which is actually really cool since you may not get a lot of you may not always get a lot of full-on perfect adaptations, and it is really good. The praise that is in the description is not misplaced. There is a lot of it's a very immersive audiobook. You have the sound is good. Like, you feel like you're genuinely watching a show. There is a lot of sound, and I want to preface this by saying this is very much adult. So I do not recommend that teenagers read it, but you know what? Only you guys know your reading levels. I wouldn't recommend it because it's very, very much adult, and it is one of the best audiobooks I have ever read. And it's so immersive because, like, when I mean immersive, I mean that if someone's eye is getting like taken out, you will hear the actual sound of the eye being taken out and probably scratched or whatever it is that they're doing. You'll hear the exact sounds. There are scenes like there are, for example, a couple of sex scenes, and you hear that too. There's like a scene of rape, which, by the way, quick content warning for rape there. So yeah, there content for quick content warning for sexual assault. Definitely research the content warnings. I'm gonna give you a few in a minute, but that's like a main one. So you do hear that, and you do hear a bunch of things. But the stories are definitely very interesting. A lot of them are either loosely connected or like or just interconnected. Some of them connect to each other very much, while others are just not fully connected. Like, a couple of these connect loosely to each other, but like, you can find connections between a couple of them, while others are just short stories that seem to follow. They don't always follow Morpheus, but sometimes they follow other characters, and sometimes Morpheus is part of it, but very rarely. Like, but in The Doll's House and in Preludes and Nocturnes, Morpheus himself is kind of a main character, but in Dream Country he's a little bit, you follow other characters while Morpheus kind of shows up in a little in some of them, and there's like one where he really doesn't, but yeah, we meet two of his siblings in these things. I like Death was literally my favorite character. She's like awesome. I don't know, I love her character. She's interesting. So I do like it. So yeah, I think it's one of those things that you just have to, I don't know, you have to, when you read it, just definitely know. There are some content warnings, like I said. Sexual assault is one of them. There is a lot of graphic violence that is described, and you can kind of hear it through the soundscape. So there is graphic violence and sexual assault. There is also, if you're not, in general, if you're not into sex scenes, I wouldn't. Yeah, there's that. There is. I also want to warn you of there is there is some for captivity, I guess you can say, slash, well, not captivity, more like, oh no, wrong one, child abuse. Child abuse was the right one. Child abuse is also one. I wasn't sure how to describe it, because you kind of have the child is like kind of kept stuck almost like a prisoner in one specific place, and they only take the child out to after to be when someone's going to check on him. But basically, yeah, there is child abuse slash neglect, sexual assault, and graphic violence. There's also, I mean, in general, it's a horror. It's kind of, it feels like reading a horror novel, but with like a bunch of different stories. So there is murder too. So know that before you get in. Those are the content warnings I know of. I could spot, but definitely research. Definitely research your the content warnings before getting into the Sandman. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. As you can see, I kind of did not go into spoilers, so that was fun. I definitely have favorite storylines, but yeah, no, I'm good. I'm gonna leave it spoiler free for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts, and your anything you have on the Sandman. It's fun. It's a fun audiobook. So yeah. Speaking of audiobooks, what is your favorite audiobook? Let me know in the comment section. And with that, I'll see you in my next video. Tomorrow, I want to do another recommendations video. I will be doing another recommendations video. I'll be recording it today too, for fan culture reads. If you are interested in that, come back tomorrow. The video will be posted. I always aim for this, so, but know that if I post it late, usually when I post videos late, I have technical difficulties. So yeah, but I will be posting this it will be released tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Central, and 8 a.m. Pacific. So check it out. See you then, and until next time, consume stories.